The Social Security Fairness Act has generated significant discussion as it brings hope to millions of retirees and public servants. This legislation aims to correct inequalities by repealing the Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, GPO. For decades, these policies have reduced Social Security benefits for certain public sector employees, including teachers, police officers, and firefighters, who spent their careers in roles not covered by Social Security contributions. Advocates argue that the Act will restore fairness to the Social Security system, ensuring that retirees receive the full benefits they have earned. Since WEP and GPO were enacted in the 1980s, public servants have faced reductions in their Social Security benefits. These provisions were originally designed to prevent what policymakers viewed as double-dipping, or receiving both Social Security and pension benefits from non-Social Security covered jobs. However, critics argue that these measures unfairly penalize individuals who devoted their careers to public service. For many, the Social Security Fairness Act is seen as an opportunity to rectify these long-standing inequities, and its bipartisan support underscores the widespread recognition of the need for reform. If passed, the Fairness Act will impact millions of public servants and their families by repealing WEP and GPO. This change is especially meaningful for those on fixed incomes, as it would increase monthly Social Security payments and improve financial stability. Public support for the Act reflects a broader desire for fairness and justice within the Social Security system, which is designed to provide financial security in retirement. The Act's progress signals a growing awareness of the need for Social Security to adapt to a diverse workforce and a changing economy. The Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP. Historical context and impact. The Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, was established in the 1980s to prevent individuals with government pensions from receiving full Social Security benefits if they hadn't consistently paid into Social Security. This provision mainly affects those who worked in public sector jobs, where retirement benefits came from government pensions rather than Social Security. Policymakers argued that without WEP, retirees would unfairly benefit from both Social Security and a government pension, even though they had contributed less to the Social Security system compared to other workers. The WEP adjustment reduces the Social Security benefit amount for individuals affected, often by several $100s each month. For retirees, this reduction can make a significant difference in financial stability, particularly for those living on fixed incomes. This policy has drawn criticism for penalizing public servants who contributed to government pensions in place of Social Security. Many argue that WEP reduces benefits unfairly and fails to consider the valuable contributions of public sector employees who served in positions that did not pay into Social Security. Public servants who worked both in Social Security covered jobs and non-covered roles are especially impacted by WEP. They are often surprised to learn about benefit reductions when they apply for Social Security. For these retirees, WEP can feel like an unjust punishment that undermines the retirement security they anticipated. By repealing WEP, the Social Security Fairness Act aims to provide these individuals with fair treatment, ensuring they receive the full Social Security benefits they have earned from other qualifying work. The Government Pension Offset, GPO, reducing spousal and survivor benefits. The Government Pension Offset, GPO, impacts public servants who receive government pensions and would otherwise be eligible for spousal or survivor benefits under Social Security. GPO reduces these benefits by 2/3 of the government pension amount, which often results in significant cuts or, in some cases, a complete elimination of Social Security benefits. Like WEP, the GPO was designed to prevent double-dipping, but has had unintended consequences, particularly for lower-income households and families relying on spousal or survivor benefits to maintain financial security. The GPO is particularly hard on those who depend on spousal or survivor benefits, as these payments can play a vital role in providing stability during retirement. Women who may have taken time off from the workforce to care for family members and may have lower lifetime earnings are especially impacted by GPO. For many, GPO cuts mean losing a significant portion of income that would have helped with essential expenses. Critics argue that GPO disproportionately affects retirees who have already contributed to their communities through public service, and many feel that the provision fails to recognize the reality of financial planning in retirement. For families affected by GPO, the loss of benefits can be a serious burden. Public servants who lose access to spousal and survivor benefits face increased financial hardship and uncertainty. By proposing to repeal GPO, the Fairness Act aims to restore financial stability for these retirees and their families, allowing them to receive full Social Security benefits without penalties. This shift reflects a commitment to equity and fairness in the retirement system, acknowledging the sacrifices and contributions of public servants. The Social Security Fairness Act, a new chapter for public servants. The Social Security Fairness Act represents a major step toward creating a more equitable system for retirees. By repealing WEP and GPO, the Act would allow public servants who receive government pensions to access their full Social Security benefits. This change is seen as a matter of justice, recognizing that public servants should not be penalized for dedicating their careers to positions that didn't participate in Social Security. The Act's strong bipartisan support highlights the widespread recognition of this issue as a fundamental question of fairness. The Act has the potential to positively impact millions of people. Approximately 2.8 million retirees could see increases in their Social Security payments if WEP and GPO are repealed, with benefits rising by hundreds or even thousands of dollars per year for some individuals. For public servants on fixed incomes, this adjustment would offer much-needed financial relief. Supporters of the Fairness Act argue that it is time to remove these outdated provisions and provide fair treatment for all retirees, regardless of their career paths. The Social Security Fairness Act's progress in the House, where it passed with bipartisan support, has inspired optimism among advocates. However, its journey is not over, as it now faces potential delays and challenges in the Senate. For supporters, the Act is more than just a legislative victory. It represents a shift toward recognizing the contributions of public servants and ensuring they receive the benefits they deserve. The Act's potential passage reflects growing public support for equitable Social Security reform and a commitment to protecting the retirement security of all Americans. Financial concerns. The budgetary impact of repealing WEP and GPOAs. With any major policy change, the Social Security Fairness Act has sparked discussions about its potential financial impact. Repealing WEP and GPO could add an estimated $196 billion to the national deficit over the next decade, according to the Congressional Budget Office. Social Security is already facing long-term funding challenges, with projections that its trust fund could be depleted by 2035 if no changes are made. This financial reality has led some policymakers to question whether repealing WEP and GPO is feasible without broader reforms to Social Security's funding. Critics of the Fairness Act argue that it does not address Social Security's underlying financial issues and may, in fact, worsen them. The repeal of WEP and GPO would reduce Social Security's revenue without introducing alternative funding sources. Some lawmakers are concerned that without a balanced approach to reform, the program's long-term sustainability could be compromised. To address these concerns, some advocates have proposed alternatives to outright repeal, such as adjusting benefit formulas to provide relief to public servants, while maintaining a degree of financial stability for Social Security. The debate over the Fairness Act highlights the challenge of balancing fairness with fiscal responsibility. While the Act aims to rectify inequities, policymakers must consider the broader financial implications. Some lawmakers support the idea of comprehensive Social Security reform, arguing that a holistic approach could protect public servants and ensure the program's future. Ultimately, the financial concerns surrounding the Fairness Act underscore the need for careful planning and long-term solutions to protect both retirees and Social Security's solvency. Navigating the Senate. The road ahead for the Social Security Fairness Act. While the Fairness Act's passage in the House is a significant victory, the bill now faces a challenging path in the Senate. Unlike the House, the Senate lacks a discharge petition process, meaning the bill could face delays as it moves through committees. Despite these procedural hurdles, the Act has strong support in the Senate, with 62 co-sponsors, which is enough to potentially overcome a filibuster. However, given the Senate's complex legislative process, the bill may still take time to come to a vote. For advocates, the next steps involve rallying public support and encouraging citizens to contact their senators. The Fairness Act has garnered widespread attention, with organizations and grassroots movements advocating for its swift passage. Many supporters are hopeful that with enough public pressure, the Act can gain traction and overcome any political roadblocks. If the bill passes, it would be a milestone achievement, representing a commitment to equitable Social Security reform for public servants. The Act's path through the Senate will likely involve negotiations and potential amendments as lawmakers work to balance fairness with fiscal considerations. Advocates are optimistic that the bipartisan support seen in the House will translate into Senate approval. If the Fairness Act becomes law, it would mark a significant shift in Social Security policy, setting a precedent for future reforms aimed at addressing long-standing inequalities in the retirement system. Looking to the future, Social Security's path toward equity and sustainability. The Social Security Fairness Act is part of a larger conversation about the future of Social Security and retirement equity. For decades, the system has been a vital source of financial security for retirees, yet it faces growing challenges. In addition to the push for WEP and GPO repeal, other reforms are being discussed to address issues such as income disparities and the program's long-term funding. Some policymakers suggest raising the payroll tax cap to increase Social Security's revenue, while others advocate for changes to benefit formulas to provide targeted support to low-income retirees. The Fairness Act reflects the need for a more inclusive and fair Social Security system that accounts for the diverse experiences of workers. As the workforce evolves, Social Security must adapt to provide equitable benefits to all, regardless of career paths. The Act's proposed changes highlight the importance of addressing historical inequalities within Social Security and ensuring that future reforms consider the needs of all retirees. By prioritizing fairness and financial stability, policymakers can work toward a Social Security system that serves the needs of current and future generations. As Social Security's future remains uncertain, the Fairness Act offers a glimpse of what equitable reform could look like. While it may not solve all of the program's challenges, it represents a significant step toward fairness for public servants and a more inclusive system. The debate surrounding the Fairness Act underscores the need for continued advocacy and public engagement in shaping Social Security's future. By staying informed and involved, Americans can help ensure that Social Security remains a reliable foundation for retirement security in the years to come.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this video and don't forget to hit the like button.